Welcome to Sports Talk. This is Aaron Pupko, Aaron Entertainment, it says down there. And, yeah, there's going to be a Sports Talk weekly episodes. Hopefully either Tuesdays or Thursdays. Because I feel like doing it. I just feel like doing this for fun. And, to be honest with you, the only sport that's going on is the NFL. Just checking my Twitter. The NFL. But it's the off season. There's three major sports. NBA, NHL, and MLB. Well, the NBA's off season hasn't officially started yet. I'm not sure if they can make trades. I know free agency is talking about early December, and the draft is mid November, and then there'll be free agency started a little early, but like nobody signed really, just a couple minor league deals by the Mets. Some players you might recognize, like Malik Smith, they signed. Former Ray and former Mariner. Okay, whatever. And the NFL in North America is the only sport that's going on. And this week, I don't know, there's like 4 or 5 facilities that have been shut down. It's just not surprising, the amount of players that are on the team. You got Baltimore apparently had like 9 or 10 players getting the virus, so they had to shut them down. One of them is their cornerback, Humphrey, I believe. Detroit's quarterback, Matthew Stafford, is not going to play quarterback this week. They don't say he's on COVID, but he's on a list where he can maybe in contact with somebody. So they put him on the list where he looks like he can't play this Sunday, this upcoming week. Texas, the Texas facility is shut down with somebody apparently. One of the players has COVID. San Francisco, same thing. And San Francisco plays tonight on a Thursday night football against Green Bay. San Francisco is done for the season. Kittles is out. Garoppolo is out. Kittles is gone for the season. Just to get that out of the way. Green Bay should win this game. I'm picking Green Bay to win this game if I had a bet to beat San Francisco tonight. Remember, they traded the deadline, Quan Alexander, to the Saints, the linebacker, to the Saints, right? And to the Saints, and so let's go down the NFL schedule, right? So. We know Pittsburgh's the best team in the league right now. Pittsburgh is the best team in the league. They're undefeated. Let's check. I got my phone here just to make sure. I don't have notes, so I'm going to use my phone. So let's look at the standings. So we're currently halfway. So it's week 9 is coming up. So we're currently technically halfway through the season. So let's go to the standings. Let's go by division. Buffalo's leading Miami by 2 games in the division. They're leading the AFC East. They play Seattle. That's a test. Miami's the second. Pittsburgh is leading the AFC North 7-0. Baltimore second. Cleveland's third. 3 teams in the AFC North are over 500. The Cincinnati's 2-5. AFC South. 2 terrible teams at the bottom. Jacksonville and Houston both 1-6. Tennessee, Indianapolis tied at the top of the division 5-2. It's AFC West. Kansas City is at top 7-1. So Pittsburgh is undefeated, but they played last game to Kansas City. So Kansas City played 8 games. Pittsburgh played 7. They're leading the AFC West. Las Vegas Raiders are 4-3. Okay. Let's go to the NFC East. The terrible NFC East. Eagles are winning at 3-4. I think any team. I think New York is out of this. It's a terrible division, but it's for Giants are out of it. Dallas and Washington are pretty much in it. Every team's under 500. The Giants are done. Washington and Dallas could probably catch up with Philadelphia. And the NFC North, we got Green Bay, tied with Chicago leading the North, and Detroit, Minnesota right behind them. Detroit's 3-4, Minnesota's 2-5. In the NFC South, Tampa Bay's leading 6-2, New Orleans is second 5-2, Carolina's 3-5, Atlanta's 2-6. In the NFC West, strong division, right? Every team here is not under 500. Seattle 6-1, Arizona 5-2, Los Angeles 5-3, and San Francisco was 4-4. And I think San Francisco, of those three teams, is not going to make the playoffs. I think all these teams in the NFC West, besides San Francisco, this is Seattle, Arizona, and Los Angeles, have a chance to make the playoffs. I think San Francisco's done. Let's look by conference, right? So, AFC, Pittsburgh's ahead, 7-0. They're leading because they're undefeated. But Kansas City played more games, but they have one more loss. So West of Kansas City second. Buffalo's third, 6-2. Tennessee's 5-2, they're fourth. Baltimore's 5-2, they're fifth. And Indianapolis 5-2, so it's 5-2, they're sixth. They're top six teams in the AFC. With Cleveland, Las Vegas, and Miami, and Denver, all way behind them. So obviously, it's still halfway the season to go. Depending on the injuries and the COVID stuff, it could all change. Let's look at the NFC. Well, Seattle's leading at 6-1. Tampa Bay 6-2, they're second. Green Bay's 3, 5-2. And Philadelphia's 4 at 3-4, only because the top 4 seeds are division leaders, right? But if you go by win-loss record, technically New Orleans, Arizona, Los Angeles, and Chicago, and San Francisco are ahead of Philadelphia. And that's not the case. See, New Orleans is 5th, Arizona is 6th, Los Angeles is 7th, Chicago's 8th, San Francisco's 9th. All those teams are breathing down the 5th and 6th spot, but they're all better in Philadelphia. All much better in Philadelphia. And let's go through the games this week. Well, we know the Jets are going to get the first overall pick, right? The Jets, if you say that? The Jets will definitely get first overall pick. So let's go to the games. So Green Bay versus San Francisco tonight. Green Bay, I picked the win. To win this game. It's pretty obvious. Let's go to Sunday. So Seattle's facing Buffalo. They're in Buffalo. This would be the toughest opponent for Buffalo to face. Buffalo has not done well against tough opponents. This is the first big test, especially for Josh Allen. He had a hot, amazing start in the beginning of the season. If you had looked at beat the candidates, he was certainly up there at the beginning of the season. But he's dropped off in the last few games, especially against the Jets. This should not have been a close game. The Jets, they played terrible against the Jets. But things happen, right? I'm going to say Seattle wins this game against the Bills. Let's go. Broncos and Falcons. Yeah, Falcons choke, but they're a good offensive team. And Broncos, what can you say? This is the Broncos are at Atlanta in Atlanta. I'm going to go with Atlanta here, but I can see Broncos getting a win here. Next, we got Ravens and Colts. Now, this could be a good game. 2 500 teams. Lamar Jackson. Some people are saying it's getting rep. You can't beat good teams. And the Colts are surprisingly good this year. 5-2. Yeah, it's still early. And I can see Baltimore winning here, but I can see the Colts winning here. So I'm going to go with the Colts here to beat Baltimore. Now we got 2 bad teams and the worst teams in the AFC South. Texans and Jacksonville. I'm going to go with Texans to win here over Jacksonville in Jacksonville. But yeah, this game means nothing. It's about being the worst team. And if the Jets weren't the worst team, I would say Jacksonville could win with the first overall pick and end up drafting Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to go with Jackson. I'm going to go with Houston here, but I can see this game going either way. Now we got the Panthers and Chiefs. Panthers are in Kansas City. Yeah, Chiefs are going to win this game. It's quite obvious the Chiefs are going to win this game. So I'm going to pick the Chiefs here. So Lions and Vikings, NFC North game. So with Matthew Stafford on the COVID list, doesn't mean he has it. It just means he might have been in contact with somebody he might have had, so they have to put him on the list. Tracing list, contact tracing. Lions are going to play the Vikings in Minnesota. Without Stafford there, I'm going to pick the Vikings to win this game. Vikings are a much better team than the record shows. Now, Chicago and Tennessee. Now, Tennessee has lost 2 in a row, and Chicago is 5-3. But Chicago has a great defense, I'll give them that. But no, their offense is not that good. See, Tennessee, Derrick Henry has good enough offensive players, and their defense is better than it showed. These teams might be a little overrated. I mean, Tennessee did go far last year's playoffs. I believe in Tennessee more than I do the Bears, so I'm gonna go with Tennessee here to beat the Bears. Now we got the Giants and Washington football team. I think Washington football team can end up winning this division. They're not out. The Giants, the only team in that division, are definitely out. And 1-6. Now every team in the NFC East is under 500. And with Philadelphia leading it, and this game could go either way. The Giants or Washington could win. Any game could go either way. I'm gonna pick the Giants to upset Washington here because I really don't care. Now we got the Dolphins and Cardinals. The Dolphins is basically 4-3. Tua made his debut last Sunday. Didn't have a good game, but in the end, what is important? Miami won, and the Dolphins are 4-3 in the division, and Cardinals are, I believe, are 5-3 or 5-2, 5-2 or 4. They could be 4-3, and they're 500 in the. I think they're 5-2. They're 5-2 in the NFC West, and I'm gonna go with upset. I think Miami will beat the Cardinals. Call me crazy. Now we got the Steelers and Cowboys, and this is the game that's gonna drive everybody nuts. Cowboys apparently are done with the third-string QB. They're gonna go with the fourth-string QB. They're gonna face the Steelers. If the Cowboys win here, it's gonna be a fucking miracle. They're not gonna win. They're gonna be once again, they're gonna be a joke of all people on Twitter. Everybody's gonna joke about them, boast them. Skip Bayless is gonna, Skip Bayless. It's gonna go crazy, psychotic on them. Massive Cowboys homer, but you know what's gonna happen when the Cowboys get destroyed by the Steelers. And you know everybody on Twitter what's gonna happen when the Steelers destroy the Cowboys. And so if the Cowboys somehow upset the Steelers, that's gonna be a huge, even bigger than the Steelers destroying the Cowboys on Twitter. Guarantee it. But Steelers are gonna destroy the Cowboys. With that defense the Cowboys have shown this season, nope. Steelers will continue to go undefeated, becoming 8-0, the only undefeated team in the NFL. And then on the last game of Sunday, the night game, New Orleans Saints and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now this is the game that everybody's looking for. Drew Brees versus Tom Brady in the division. Now Tampa Bay is a good overall team, offense and defense. Saints, Kamara, Michael Thomas, Brees. This is a Tampa Bay. I think this will be a close game. I'm giving the edge out to Tampa Bay. But I can see the Saints winning. Now, Monday's night game is the Patriots and Jets. Yeah, the Patriots have been shit. Especially Cam Newton. He hasn't been good. I don't know if that's the result of recovering from COVID. He's also recovering from COVID. Or he's just not that very good. But they're facing the Jets. And I'm going to say the Patriots are going to beat the Jets in New York. And the Jets are going to continue to be winless in the NFL. So that's NFL for you. That's all I'm going to talk about NFL. Now, I'm going to talk about baseball last, because it's my favorite sport. My favorite sport is baseball. But I'm going to talk NBA. This will be short. Just in a minute, I have to respond to somebody on Twitter. It's nothing bad. Okay, we did. I'm going to share this thing again. Okay, so while I'm talking, NBA, it looks like, you know how the players wanted to start around January, Martin Luther King Day? It looks like they're not going to get the wish. I mean, like, I understand, but according to NBA, they would lose $1 billion if they started that day instead of 500 million. 500 million. 500 million, right? In money and revenue. Because obviously, I don't know if they're gonna have fans right away. I would love them if they had fans, but you know, with the situation we're in, it may not happen. It's the situation we're in. So we don't know what the offseason is like. I think November 18th is the NBA draft. Minnesota has the first overall pick, right? And it's not the draft like last year where we have Zion Williamson for sure #1. And so on. It's not going to be like that. If it is, I'll be surprisingly surprised. I'm checking my phone right here. Okay, so the draft I think is November 18th, right? I said that already. Free agency, if you're planning to have December 22nd as a start date, free agency could be on the first day of December. And we give them a couple weeks and plus preseason or practice, right? But I understand why NBA wants to start this early is because they want to end before the Olympics. If that happens, I don't know. I think the Olympics in summer 2021 are in doubt because this pandemic's not gonna be over by then. If it is, good, go. If it's fine, okay. But if it's not, it's not. In my opinion, I just don't see Olympics happening this year. Now, if everything is back in 2022, I'm going to get back to NBA. It's the Winter Olympics in 2022. I think things will be back to normal by then. Why not have both Olympics in the same year? Winter in 2022, summer in 2022. And then go back to a normal schedule. I have the Summer Olympics in 2024, like a schedule, and then the Winter Olympics 2026. That's what I would do. But that's not the case, right? That won't happen. Because I don't see it happening either, but it'll be my idea. Now back to the NBA. The rumors that the Sixers are interested in James Harden because former GM Daryl Morey is not part of the 76ers organization. So automatically, there's rumors of James Harden because that's Daryl Morey's boy coming to the Sixers, and that's been denied. Sixers are not getting James Harden. Houston has no intention of trading James Harden, no matter how much he chokes in the playoffs. He's not the answer, in my opinion. He's not the answer to get him to deliver him a championship. And him going to Sixers, I don't think it's going to help the Sixers at all because I think the Sixers have to trade Simmons back in that deal because Simmons is a ball handler and Harden needs the ball in his hand, right? And can Harden and Embiid's personality, like that's the thing about Joel Embiid is like, is he committed or not? Like, and then his personality, like, I don't know. I don't even think Joel Embiid has the right attitude to win either. But that's like there was a report of Dallas might looking for a start their own big three with Porzingis and Doncic. Okay. Brooklyn might get Durant and Irving back before the season starts. I don't know the extent of Durant's injury. But even if he does come back, what percentage of his ability will be there? Because an Achilles is the worst kind of injury you could have for an NBA player. I mean, besides getting hurt in the head or some concuss or anything, that an Achilles heel injury could really affect your skills, your mobility. It really hamper your career. Like they say, some players, especially for big men, don't fully recover from that. And Durant is 6'9", 6'10", close to 7 foot with that wingspan. And man, if he is half as good as he was, and he's still better than like 90% of the players in the NBA if he is still half as good as he once was. Because that talent at that size, guard skills at that size, and that defensive ability and that blocking ability at that size, it's one of a kind. Not one of a kind, generation. It's just like him and it's just unbelievable. LeBron has it too. Like he's taller than LeBron, but LeBron has more power than Durant. Durant's more finesse, but you know what I mean, right? Let's be honest, he was the best player in the Warriors when healthy. In this free agents in the NBA, we got Anthony Davis is free agent. It's no shocker to anyone that I think he's going to be signed in LA, the Lakers. Montrezl Harrell is a free agent from the Clippers. He might go. He's going to get a big contract. He's a good rebounder, energy guy, but you know he's small. He gets bigger. The bigger big man, he'll struggle. But he's a solid player. Gets you rebounds. He'll hustle for you, and you need those kind of players on their team. But also, who else is out there? From my team, the Raptors, you got Fred VanVleet. Solid player, defensively, he's tough. He can shoot the ball. He's a little short, but he makes up with his toughness. Grit on ball defense. As I said, good shooter. Brings a lot of positive aspects to the team. Good team player. Ibaka's out there for the Raptors. Solid player. Could block, defend, shoot. He shot the ball very well. Sorry. He's if you get him off the bench, if you can play him for like 20, 25 minutes, he's a solid performer. And he's tough. You need it. He's tough as nails. Oh, dang. I do too, man. I do too. We got Marc Gasol, 35, 36 years old. He's done. I mean, he's not done in the NBA, but there's reports of maybe him going back to Spain. I just don't see that happening. Well, actually, I do see that happening. Actually, I could see him going back to Spain, but I think he still has some value in the NBA. He's not going to get a $25, $26 million a year contract, but off the bench, he could provide you like 10, 15 minutes of tough defense, occasional offense. He's not the player he once was, and that was proven in this playoffs. But he's a good leader. You need somebody like that, good professional. Good professional player. that you need on the team. I'll be without him. I don't know if the Raptors will win the championship in 2019. With his toughness on defense. I mean, especially against Embiid, he bullied Embiid in the playoffs. And don't come at me, guys, because you know it's true. Embiid was scared of Gasol, Marc Gasol. All right, I'm gonna talk baseball because it's actually my favorite sport. I did a video about free agency. I got from MLB.com. I think posted his top 25 free agents. So some of those players got qualifying offers. Kevin Gausman got a qualifying offer. I think the qualifying offer is like $18.9 million. This is 1 year. So any team that signs a player that has a qualifying offer attached to them has to give up a second-round pick. And no team's going to sign Kevin Gausman for $18.9. If I was Kevin Gausman, I'm taking that 1 year deal and test my free agent market next season. Marcus Stroman of the Mets didn't pitch all year. Marcus, take that deal too because you're not worth 18.9 either right now. You need to take that deal. DeAngelo Mayhew got one, but he's going to test free agent market. So it's most likely a team, whoever signs him will give up a second-round pick. Remember, it used to be a first-round pick for free agents. We got qualifying offers. But there's a list of players that got qualifying offers. Oh, no, some drilling in my condo. Now we got some other players that have not been qualified, like Brian Braun, Brewers, a free agent. Now, a lot of players have become free agents. Brad Hand of the Indians. Remember, they waived him. Nobody claimed him. Good. So he's a free agent, so you get a longer term deal. Good solid lefty. Good close. The closing market is strong. Brad Hand, Alex Colomé, Liam Hendricks, Mark Melancon. Ken Giles of the Blue Jays would have been on there, but if Ken Giles had a good year, like last year, he could have got some serious dough in the free agent market. Unfortunately, he suffered an injury, a Tommy John injury, so he'll be out a while. May miss out next year, may come back sometime next year. A team may take a chance on him, but it's going to be one of those deals where it's a little bit of guarantee, but mostly bonus. Ken Giles, because of his injuries. And what else is there? I mean, got back to my Jays. I got back to this free agent stuff. Got back to my Jays. They have a couple free agents. Travis Shaw, third baseman. Matt Shoemaker's free agent. Jason Walker. Walby Way. Those are the main free agents. I think Travis Shaw might be gone. I would re-sign Tajon Walker and maybe even try to re-sign what's his name? Matt Shoemaker, if he's healthy. He's a solid and working that arm because unfortunately he's been injured most of his career. I'll give him contract, see what he wants. Third base, I don't know, because there's trade rumors out there about Francisco Lindor being shot by the Indians, and I'm 95% confident he will not be a Cleveland Indian next year. I don't know where he's going to go. And the shortstop free agent market after next season, strong. I'll tell you who's on it. Francisco Lindor is on it. Carlos Correa of the Astros. Corey Seager of the Dodgers. Who's the other player? There's one more. Forget. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry. But that's a strong free agent market for shortstops, right? And any team is willing to trade for Lindor for 1 year has to be a contending team. No. There's some shortstops that are leaving their teams. You got Simmons is leaving. Simmons is a free agent from Los Angeles, so there's a need of shortstop in LA. Angels. Didi Gregorius in Philadelphia, shortstop. He's gone from Philadelphia as a free agent. If he's not actually gone, he gets signed there. Marcus Semien of Oakland. He's a free agent. There's no way Lindor is going to Oakland. If he even does go there for 1 year, they're not going to re-sign him for a contract that he's gonna want. Marcus Schumann could get a decent contract in the free agent market this offseason. Now, there's been links to Francisco Lindor to my team, the Toronto Blue Jays, because of the Mark Shapiro Los Atkins connection. They were part of the Cleveland organization before they moved to become part of the Blue Jay organization. Mark Shapiro is the president, and Los Atkins is the GM of the Blue Jays. So there's that connection. Now, I would love Lindor and the Jays. Don't get me wrong. Him in that lineup, as a switch hitter, he has power, he can hit, he has speed, defense is incredible. He would be like, some people compare Josh Donaldson to Roberto Alomar in that terms of, if you're a Blue Jay fan, you understand, in that terms of importance. Lindor would be like that. Lindor would be like Alomar, where he's good at everything. That's what Lindor is. As a shortstop, that's what it would be like if you're a Blue Jay fan, if you understand what I mean. Roberto Alomar, when he was a Blue Jay, was the best second baseman in the majors. He was able to hit for some power. He's not a 31 home run guy. Had an average, but could steal base. It was extremely talented on defense. And that's what Lindor is. And here's the thing. They were both switch hitters. Both switch hitters. So if my team, the Jays, are willing to trade for Lindor, if it's for 1 year, but the Jays are not in the rebuild mode where I know they're closer to the goal of being competitive. It was evident this offseason doing their improvement internally, especially internally with their young players, and having Ryu anchor the rotation as the number one starter really helped them go to the next step, and they're getting closer. But with Lindor there, Lindor is the final piece if you're planning to go for the World Series. If you're not planning to resign him. So if the Blue Jays want Lindor, I talk contract extension. And I know it's going to a lot of money, but the Blue Jays don't have a lot of money on the books. And they have ownership. And I'll be frank with you, they've made tons of money during this pandemic because they're owned by a cable company that is internet, TV, phone, you name it. They're owned by a TV company called Rogers. So they have tons of money. The Blue Jays that are owned by Waters, they're a blimp on the overall aspect of Waters. It's true. Trust me. So, and right now the Blue Jays have a small payroll of $54 million if you accumulated all the player salaries, pending arbitration. With arbitration coming along, it'll go up higher, but it'll still have enough money for big time free agents. And with Lindor, I want long term. I'm willing to give up the post-up capital for Lindor long term. But for 1 year, no post-up capital, and no. I would not give my A+ prospects for Lindor, like Jordan Grossman, Alex Manoah, Austin Martin. No, there's no way I'm giving Austin Martin away. He's the one guy. He's untouchable. He's the untouchable among the Blue Jays. And he may never play a game in the minors. Sorry, checking my phone. It's true. Never play a game in the minors. Now, there's another interesting option at third base for the Blue Jays or other teams are looking for a third baseman from Colorado, Nolan Arenado, who just won another Gold Glove. This guy just keeps winning gold every year since he's been in the league. I think he's won a Gold Glove, but he's worth it. He's arguably the best third baseman in the league. Now, the thing with Nolan Arenado is he plays in Colorado, and the numbers are skewed in Colorado, right? His away numbers are actually pretty average. His home numbers are above the chart. He didn't have a good year. Now, they almost traded him to Texas last year, but that never came to fruition. But now, there's a good chance he'll get traded this year. I'm careful about trading with Colorado for a guy like Nolan Arenado, because is he the guy that can hit with the Colorado numbers, or is he the guy that's on the road that hits with the road numbers? I remember Troy Tulowitzki. Yeah, he provided some decent offense the first 2 years, but he was never the same player as third. as he was in Colorado. He didn't have 300. He didn't get to 30 home runs. He was not the same player as he was in Colorado. So with Nolan, is it the Colorado effect or not? And that's not fair to Nolan Ronaldo. You can't control your play if you're under contract, unless you're a free agent. When you're a free agent, you can control where you want to play. But when under contract, it's not fair to Nolan Ronaldo. But the teams, they don't look at fairness when it comes to where if his stats are skewed, but they look at analytics too. So this is an analytics game. So if you look at analytics and say, you know what, I think this guy could be successful in another ballpark, another home ballpark, where the Colorado effect is not skewed, then maybe a team will take a chance on him. A lot of teams that use analytics might use analytics to go after a guy like Nolan Ronaldo. The question is, overall, is it the effect of Colorado or not? That's a team going to determine by looking at Nolan Ronaldo. The defense, no matter what, will be fine. The stadium, the playing field will not affect your defense no matter where you play. So I'm confident his defense will be fine. His offense, we'll see. If he gets traded, of course. Okay. Now, you got Bauer, right? Bauer, great year. I think he's going to win National League Cy Young. I mentioned I thought DeGrom's going to win it early on. Then I still believe DeGrom's going to win. Then I saw the numbers with Trevor Bauer compared to DeGrom. Bauer had a better 60-game season than DeGrom. So I think Bauer's going to win the National League Cy Young. But my problem with Bauer is these 1 or 2 year deals with the top money he's looking at. I don't like that. Guy's 30 years old. Get a long-term contract. I'm not asking you to get an 8-year contract, but get like a 4 or 5 year contract. A team is willing to pay you a 4 or 5 year contract. A lot of dough. You could get 25 to 30 million easily. And I know he's looking for a 1 or 2 year contract, but I would go for long term if I was him. There's a lot of teams that need pitching. A lot of teams that can use pitching. Pitching is the most important thing in baseball, right? And Bauer, I can see the Blue Jays maybe going after him, but do you want him for 1 or 2 years? Or do you want him for 3 to 5 years when you think you have a shot? Because Tampa Bay looks good. And you know how Tampa Bay rolls, right? They always manage to surprise you. New York has the money no matter what, and they have a decent farm system too. Baltimore behind, but Baltimore, since they're losing, they're gonna catch up in a couple of years. On the offensive side, with the catcher Andy Wetchman, the guy they drafted this year. I don't know where Boston is. Boston has a 4th overall pick in this upcoming draft in June, surprisingly. Okay. Let's see what else for free agent market I can think of. JT Realmuto, perfect for any team who's looking for a catcher who could defend, hit, average run. The best catcher in the market right now. I read the catcher matcher in the majors. And everybody's speculating he's going to the Mets. Maybe. They say Steve Cohen has a lot of money he's willing to spend. So I think the Mets didn't really do that much, but the Cespedes, they give a lot of money. Cespedes is a free agent, by the way. DJ LeMahieu's out there. Good hitter. Good one. Good defend. Any team is looking for a second baseman or shortstop, he's your guy. It'd be stupid for the Yankees to let him go. He was clearly their MVP. I think he was more valuable than Stanton and Judge. Yeah, I know people can be like, nah, but Judge is the better player. I'm like, yeah, but without LeMahieu, I don't think they would get in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, 360 something average this year. 360. 360 average. Who would want that? They got a lot of money. Oh yeah, remember when I started talking about Nolan Arenado, right? Where did who come from, guys? Colorado. And guess what? He did better in New York than he did in Colorado. His stats, his numbers were better in New York than in Colorado. So maybe for Nolan Arenado, it's certainly a possibility that he could do just as good or even better in another stadium. Putting it out there, it's possible. Okay, that's baseball. Other free agents. Okay, I mentioned that. Marcus Seaman, shortstop, had one good year. See where he goes. Who's Marcus Stroman's out there for the Mets, didn't play all year. You gotta be careful with Stroman. He's a solid 3 or 4, but his mouth, his leadership, that's what you gotta take issues with. Some people in Toronto, he's a mix of both. People will love him and people will hate him. But here's the thing about Stroman. I'll give him this. He never said anything bad about the city or the country or of Toronto or Canada. He's not upset with the fans or anything like that. He's more upset with the management and stuff. But in Toronto and the Blue Jays organization, they don't think he was a leader. He wasn't good for the young players. And he does like to tweet a lot. Like Trevor Bauer. They're allowed to tweet, but shut up sometimes, you know? Sometimes what you tweet can come back to bite you. It's clearly all evident right now. Kevin Gausman, okay, solid pitcher, had a good year. Didn't become the pitcher everybody thought he once was, but he developed into a solid 3 or 4. There's Masahiro Tanaka. I think he'll go back to New York or he's going back to Japan. Yankees, not the Mets. Where's else there? Another pitcher. James Paxton, saw left even healthy. He's a chance that I could see the Jays taking on because he would help the rotation a lot. And yeah, he's Canadian too, so there's that factor. What else is there? John Lester is out there. John Lester is out there. He could probably be number 1, 2, number 3. He'd probably be a 4, 5 decent option there. Veteran option for a team that's contending. He's not going to go to a team that's looking to rebuild. He's going to go to a team that's looking to win the World Series. Jake Arrieta is out there now. Same thing with Lester. He's not the pitcher he once was in Chicago. He was a little overrated in Philadelphia, right? He was a little overrated. He had a couple good years in Chicago. He didn't come close to what he was in Chicago that he was in Philadelphia a couple of years. But he'd be a solid pitcher for your rotation, veteran guy, still solid pitcher. Certainly exceed expectations, because he was a Baltimore guy. And he looks like in Baltimore, when he was in Baltimore, he looks like his career is going nowhere. Once he got to Chicago, everything turned around. Sometimes a change of scenery is the best option. What else is out there? The third baseman, Mark is very thin. Second baseman has some Mayhew. Okay, infield market. You got the shortstop from Korea. I don't know his name. I forgot. I have to look it up. Apparently, it's good power, speed, average, defense. It's all around. So, but he has to be posted, right? Like all international players, not international free agents or amateur free agents. He has to be posted, and the winning team that bids on them gets to negotiate his contract. That's what it's like. That's what happens. The outfield market. Okay, George Springer can play all outfield positions, but he's been playing center. He's a good center fielder. Apparently, he's very good at center field. I didn't see him as a center fielder, but because I didn't watch much Houston games, but I seen the highlights and people on MLB Network they're talking about him, like Brian Kenny, on MLB Network, huge analytics into analytics, talking about how good of a center fielder he is and how much strides he was in center field. And yeah, if he could play that, and he could play other pitchers, he's very valuable to any team. He can lead off, has power, hits for average. He'd be a perfect outfield for a team that's looking for an outfielder that can play as a 5-tool. And he's gonna get a lot of money. So that's free agent market, and some early trades rumors out there. I can't forget. Corey Kluber, former Indian, former one-inning pitcher for Texas Rangers, was out there. He's out there. Now, I don't expect Kluber to become the AC once was with the Indians. Don't expect that at all. Don't expect that at all. But I see a team taking a chance on him because of his pedigree. I see a team chance like some guarantee, like maybe $2 or $3 million a year, but a lot of bonuses. If he meets the criteria in his bonuses, he'll get that. I see a team taking a chance on him, and I see the Blue Jays as one of those teams. I mean, if I was the Blue Jays, I'd take a chance on him because he has a connection with Shapiro and Atkins. They might they're the organization they need when they trade for Kluber because Kluber was in a deal with was it San Diego they got him from? But I forget for who else. So yeah, that's my based on free agency. And just for fun tip before I end this show, I'm gonna show you some baseball cards I have. Just for fun. So let's take a look. The good cards. Look at this. So who you see? Chasing History, Warren Spahn. Warren Spahn over here. Chasing History, Warren Spahn. Here, Ray Stargell, Pittsburgh Pirate, Hall of Famer. Same Warren Spahn, Hall of Famer. Sandoval, not a Hall of Famer, but Panda, you know, Panda. R.A. Dickey, when he was with the Mets. Chris Sale on a White Sox card, when he was with the White Sox. Playing Kershaw, the Dodgers. Tony Gwynn, rest in peace, Tony Gwynn. Might be arguably the best hitter in the last 30 years. Guy hit the career average like a 370. It's fucking amazing. Buster Posey of the Giants. Tim Hudson when he was on Atlanta. Some good cards there. Let's take a look here. Here's some other good cards. Bobby Parnell, reliever. Chasing History, patch card of Auburn Yount, Milwaukee, 3,000 hits. A Brandon Wine card, I don't know. Another Tony Green card. Mark Lowe. Adam Greenberg, I don't know. I know some of these players. And okay, whatever. Nothing special left here. And this is I just want to show you this. I opened this box, but like you have Jackie Robinson on the cover. This is from 2015, so the cards that got on here are 5 years old. All base cards, majority of base cards, so they're not worth that much. But I just wanted to show you Jackie Robinson on the cover. I also got wrestling cards somewhere, but I'm not gonna. This is a sports show. Or maybe I'll show wrestling cards on here. Let's see what other cards. I'll show you some more. Oh, here we go. Here's some good cards. Okay, after this, I'll show you this. Chris Sale, Chicago White Sox patched. Right here. Chris Sale. And we got another patch card. It's a CC Sabathia. Definitely going to Hall of Fame in, I don't know, 3 or 4 more years. CC Sabathia. Hanley Ramirez patch when he's on the Dodgers. Roy Halladay, one of the best pitchers of all time. J Philly, Perfect Game, Rest in Peace, Roy Holiday, Patch, kind of like a patch. We got who is this? Frank Robinson, Hall of Famer, Patch. I think Rest in Peace too. Andrew McCutcheon card. Babe freaking Ruth. And Hugh Dover's card when he was on the Texas Rangers. Some of these cards they're not worth a lot, but they're like worth like a couple of dollars. I mean, a couple of dollars mean the 10s to 15s, but they're still valuable. I have a bunch of other cards in boxes, and I want to get into sporting cards. I usually collect baseball cards and wrestling cards, and I think I'm supposed to get wrestling cards soon. I don't know. But I want to get back into cars. This is I need to find space. I want to get into I'm into baseball. I want to get into basketball, hockey, and football. And so, if you have any suggestions with companies to go for the best cards for baseball, tell me like Topps, Bowman, whatever. For hockey, Upper Deck, whatever. Football, whatever. Best companies to go for in obtaining sports cards. I have membership to a couple of stores that sell cards and hobby box